Welcome back, students. We're looking at some models that are filled in, and they're asking us to identify which model is consistent with what the question's asking us. These are pretty representative of the kinds of questions you might expect to see on an assessment. So I want to make sure that you're able to take a look at this. All right, so the first one says Farmer Green grows 9/10 tons of grain each year. 7/10 of the grain grown is barley. Which model shows the amount of barley grown each year? Okay, well, let's first figure out what it is they're asking us. So let's look at our labels. I'm going to put an A for what we're looking for as an answer, and then we can put our other facts under B. So they're looking for the amount of barley. Okay, so our answer should be amount of barley. Okay, so I'm just going to put barley. Okay, like the total amount. Okay, we know also that Farmer Green grows 9/10 tons of grain. So let's put a 0.9. Okay, tons of grain. Okay, that's how much is grown each year. Okay, and 7/10 of the grain grown is barley. So, okay, so 7/10 of the grain is barley. But that's not our amount of barley. That is our kind of the amount as related to the total. Okay, so 7/10 of the barley grown is going to, of the grains grown is barley. Okay, so let's look at so we have barley, we have tons. Okay, we're looking for so we have tons of grain. We have 7/10 of the grain is barley, so we have tons. We have barley. We're looking for barley again, or tons of barley. So our labels are definitely not the same. Okay, we have weights and grain and barley. So that means we're going to be multiplying or dividing. But let's see what it is that we're going to be doing. Okay, so if we remember our get, we can put down a G, an E, and a T. Okay, remember our T is total, E is divide, G is divide. So if we're missing G or E, we're going to be dividing. If we're missing a total, we're going to multiply. Okay, so we know that the total group of grains is 9/10 tons. Okay, so I'm going to put my 9/10 tons here. That's my group. Okay, we 7/10 of the grain is barley. So I'm going to put my 7 here. What we're looking for, class, is our total. We're looking for our total amount of barley, the amount of barley grown. This is what we're looking for. So we're going to be multiplying. So we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply 7/10 times 9/10. Okay. We're going to do this the standard algorithm way. I'm going to move out to the side so I have a little bit more room. So 0.7, we can put our zeros, times 0.9. Remember, we do not worry about lining up these decimals. In fact, we could erase them. All we really need to do is know that we have one and one number or digit past the decimal. Okay, so we have one number here, one number here. We add them together. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, that's after we do our math. That's how many hops we're going to make from the right side to the left. Whoops, I did not mean to put that there. 7 times 9 is 63. Okay, 63. I need to make 2 hops, 1 hop, 2 hops. Okay, so our answer is 0.63. Okay, now we need to figure out which of these models correctly represents how we do that multiplication operation. Okay, so A does have 63 hundredths cute little squares filled in. However, it doesn't show us any math operation. It just has those numbers in there. Okay. C shows us, it looks like there are 70 green ones filled in. Our equation is off here on C because it looks to me like we're multiplying 7 tenths times 1, okay, which is not the correct thing. Okay, so all right, so let's take a look. Which one represents? Okay, this is how we do this procedurally. Okay, we would color in our 0.7, so we could color straight across. Actually, let's color. We would go across our 9 tenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what we would do is color these a light color. In this case, we could color them yellow. Okay. Then we need to show our 7 tenths. So what we would do is we would go over these first 7 rows all the way up to the end of where we shaded. Okay, so what we're going to get is basically a block that's 7 times 9, 7 tenths times 9 tenths. Okay, it's kind of like an array, if you can remember back to an array or doing area. Okay, so if we count every block inside of here, we would have 63. But keep in mind, there are 63, but they are hundredths. Okay, they're in this square holds 100 little squares. So 63 over 100 is the same as 63 hundredths. Okay, so B is our only model that shows the correct representation of the amount of barley grown. Okay. Let's look at, now that we've done 6, let's look at 7. Which problem is modeled by the diagram? Okay. So if we look again, it looks like we went across actually this would be 10, 11. Looks like we went across 11 of these. If we want to think of these as like individual tenths bars, tenths, like 10 with a THS at the end. Okay, so we have 11 there, and then we have 3 here because we came down 1, 2, 3. Remember, we shaded in only where we previously shaded when we were doing the first 11 or 11 tenths. And remember, since each of these is a tenth this way, this is going to be 3 tenths. And because we went over 10 here, that's going to be 1 and 1 tenth. Okay. So that's what we need to do. We need to multiply our 3 tenths, which we can represent like this, times our 1 and 1 tenth, which we could represent like that. We could go do the algorithm method out here. So I'm going to do the 1 on top, the 3 on the bottom. Okay, remember to count. So I've got 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, that means I'm going to have 2 hops. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. Hop twice, once, twice. That's where our decimal goes. Remember, do not drop the decimal. Do not drop. So 3 and 3 tenths is our answer. I'm sorry. 33 hundredths is our answer. My apologies there. 33 hundredths is our answer. And the other one here, C, looked pretty close, but they didn't get it right on their algorithm. Their their equation is right, but they got it wrong and they had the wrong product. So again, we went over here and solved it with the standard algorithm. We got 33 hundredths, and we could see that based on what we saw on the diagram, that was the correct answer. All right, so again, our two answers here were B and D. Again, it's all about following along and working along and making sure you understand what we're doing. All right, thank you.